Okay, I'm not sure how this is going to go because it's dark out and I'm standing by a window and it's very cloudy out, but I think I'm getting enough light to make this work. Find out in 20 minutes when I'm done with this video though. So the question that I wanted to put out there is why is it so hard to find a king cobra in the wild? Now, I've been looking for king cobras. I've been looking for snakes in general, right, for about 9 years, I guess it is. Maybe it's 10 years by now. And I've only seen a handful of king cobras in the wild. By a handful, I mean, I think it's 5. I think I've seen 5 for sure, 100% they're king cobras. Maybe it's 6 now. But then I've also seen a couple other times, I've seen snakes that, you know, in my mind, I'm about 85, 90% sure. One of them, I'm even about 95% sure it's a king cobra, but it's hard to say definitively because I'm not 100%. So I think they were king cobras, who knows, right? So let's say a total of 8 king cobras in 9, 10 years. That's not very many. You know, I can't think of another snake that I'm having this much difficulty finding that is common in the area, and they certainly are common. I know certain places that they say they see them, you know, a few times a year for sure, but I know one guy that probably sees 5, 6, maybe a half dozen a year. So what is it about the king cobra that makes them so difficult to find? And I think it's a number of things. Some people say that the king cobra is the smartest snake, right? It's the most intelligent snake. And I'm not sure about that. I haven't seen, I haven't seen it do tricks or anything, but I think that there's some truth to that. And the reason that I think that is not from any study that I did, but you don't find king cobras dead on the road that much. For as big as they are, as slow as they are, as common as they are on certain roads, and they cross major roads, you know, quite often, you don't see them dead on the road very much. So why is that? Maybe they're smart, you know, maybe they really take their time crossing the road because they realize the danger of it, or they're too jumpy, you know, that they are too nervous about crossing the road. Maybe that's it, you know, I'm just not sure. There's something to be said for that. I mean, that's kind of the idea that I have about them, but you know, I could be off. Who knows whether they're that careful or what. Maybe it's that they're so big that whenever a car does run over it, the chances that it's going to crush the heart or something that's going to kill it instantly and leave it just right there on the road, maybe it's not as high. And maybe that's why we don't see pythons on the road all that much either. I've seen only a handful of dead pythons over the course of 9 years as well on the road. So maybe it's a function of that. It's real hard to say. So why else can't we find king cobras? Their eyesight is supposed to be so good that they can see 100 meters from where they are. And it said, the study that I saw said that they saw prey at 100 meters. So they can see a snake at 100 meters? Because I can't see a snake at 100 meters, and I have real excellent eyesight for distance. And I certainly couldn't see I could see a snake of some size at that distance, but you know, so I don't know what exactly the study was saying, how they measured it, or what exactly their statement is about it. But you know, say that a king cobra can see a person at 100 meters. I mean, that's quite far, super far. So maybe they tend to get out of the way. But my experience with king cobras, when I do find them, is that they don't get out of the way. They're just they ignore people and they just go about whatever they're doing until they're messed with, and then they attack immediately. So I don't know, hard to say. Maybe some king cobras are, you know, comfortable with people and they ignore people until they get too close and then they attack. Maybe other king cobras that never really see people, that spend time in the forest for the most part and in the wild, maybe they are really, you know, they don't want to see people at all. People freak them out and they stay as far as they can away from them, and with their great eyesight, maybe they can do that. I know a couple people that haven't seen I know a bunch of people that haven't seen a king cobra in the wild, and they keep coming to Thailand, and when they're here, they're looking for them, but they're just hoping, really everybody's hoping they get lucky. When I find king cobras, I've only found 2 when I was actually looking for snakes, when I was actually looking for them. So, it's whether you're gonna, actually 3 I found. Whether you're gonna see one as you're looking or not, you're probably not. I mean, it's too hard to nail them down. Like, where are you gonna look? Even if you're in an area where they're supposed to be quite often, like I am, I've only seen 1, possibly 2 or 3 there at that place, but very difficult to find, man. It's not like they're jumping up from behind your seat and surprising you or something. They're very hard to find. So how would I best suggest that you go about finding a king cobra if you come to Thailand? Maybe you're on the herp trip of a lifetime. What would I recommend in order to find them? I recommend you bring luck with you first of all, because that's going to be the greatest factor, unfortunately. Bring luck. Stay for as long as you possibly can. Stay for a week, stay for 2 weeks if you're looking for them, if you possibly can. And the way that I think that you would most likely find them is you would spend time in an area that has them, like this place that I'm referring to. I know they have them. I would suggest that you stay there for like 2 weeks. You are outdoors every minute, and I would say that you're in an area. I would pull up a seat. I would have a hammock, and I would pull up a seat where I could just scan a couple different places where they've been seen a lot. And then there's a lot of people out there too. So if somebody sees a king cobra, they're gonna scream, because usually it's a big snake. Usually the ones you'll see are over 2 meters. So, somebody will scream too. So you have all those other eyeballs that are kind of looking out for you at the same time. I would come during a time when the king cobras are active. So especially February, March, they're really active because they are looking for mates, and they are laying eggs, they're making nests. And then when the rain hits, so from about February until the rainy season, they're active the whole time. They're active all the time, really, but they're really going to be active through about October, November is my guess. So I would come between those times. If you really want to come at the optimum time, I would come June and July are probably the best months. That's when the rain is really just starting to come, and that's when I really think that I think every snake is just more active in June and July. The temperature is warm, it's even hot, it's cool during the day. They come out either one, night or day. King cobras will be out for the most part during the daytime. Tom Charlton and I found one in February last year, February 21st, or maybe it was 19th or something. And then I found one exactly 1 year later in almost exactly the same spot. So that's kind of cool. And in February, and that was at nighttime, 7:30 p.m. with Tom. And then for myself, it was about 8 o'clock p.m. So they're active at night during mating season. And, I think they're just kind of crazy. They're just looking for a female, whatever they can do to find one. So that would be another good time to come, but I would really say June and July. So is there anything else that you could possibly do? Really, it's just spending the time. I mean, if you can spend 8-10 hours a day in a place outside where the king cobras might be, I think that's the best that you could possibly do. And yeah, it's boring. I can't possibly herp during the day. I couldn't do that and sit there all the time. It's just a damn good thing I live here and I can see them every once in a while. But I can't really herp during the day. It's just not fun for me. It's too hot. It's too, I don't know. It's too difficult to look around for snakes in the daytime like that. It's hard on my eyes, really. All right, so I hope that helps you find a King Cobra. If you found one already, let me know in the comments. If you are looking for one, you can send me an email, info@thailandsnakes.com, and let me know when you're coming. If you want to know some areas that you can go to look for them, I will tell you specifically if you send me the email. All right, cheers. Bye.